There's a fishery.
32-year-old James Ebuko is an IT graduate from Makerere University. When he failed to find an IT job in 2013, Ebuko switched to fish farming.
There was that period when we were jobless. I call it my years of experience. It was then that I had no job, that I had to start thinking outside the box. And I found myself in Kajansi, trying to expound and see how I can earn a living from the fish business. I was very lucky to have gotten this training from Kajansi on fish breeding, and it's thereafter that I made the decision to move up north and set up my fish ponds.
Ebuko, a resident of Aweri Makweri village in Oyamu district, decided to use his father's house back home and turned it into fish ponds to hatch and brood catfish.
Most of the rooms were turned into ponds. We realized that if we are making a killing from fish, then there's no reason why we would want to have people staying in our rooms when we are not earning from them. Ideally, the fish after a 6-month cycle, we are able to sell out and we're able to bring in some revenue. So we turned all our dormant or unutilized rooms into fish ponds.
With an initial investment of about 2.5 million shillings, Ebuko is optimistic that the future is bright for him and the youth he employs on the farm.
We mostly breed the catfish because it does very well up north because of the high temperatures and all. It's very simple. It's not a very complex process. It's a matter of identifying the brood stocks, what we call the parent fish, and then you're able to induce the females. Basically, after inducing the females, you're just trying to get the eggs ready.
The baseline surveys conducted in Northern Uganda indicate that 40% of the children are stunted and malnourished. However, due to the nutritious value of fish into solving this problem, Ebuko is not turning back.
Return on a fish investment is very high. So it's very attractive in one sense. Just 1,000 fish on average. 1,000 fish on average when you're selling at 8,000 shillings, you have 8 million shillings. And your cost of input is almost 3 million shillings. So what you have take home after 6 months is about 5 million shillings. And people do not see that kind of mathematics.
You can see how much fish comes to the local person. Some of these local communities never have access to this fish, which we boost that we are exporting because they lack access. So what are the alternative sources? We think that since they are blessed with enough resources, water resources, we think that we can help.
Ebuko and other fish farmers in Northern Uganda have been identified by the National Agricultural Research Organization NARO to be supported so that they can boost capacity in hatching various species of fish for the rest of the fish farmers in Northern Uganda.
Through the Dino Chase project, we have marked or targeted to rehabilitate and revamp and increase productivity of at least 8 fish hatcheries in the target districts.
Imagine just from one fish, say for example the tilapia, okay? You're going to extract the fillet, you're going to extract the bones, and you're going to crush them and make the bone powder that is very rich in calcium. Still from that same fish, you're going to extract fish oils. So imagine the demand for some of these products that come from fish.
So we think that if we support such farmers who have already an initiative with a few inputs which they are lacking, and grossly the technical aspects, because you can clearly see that they are devoid of knowledge on how to make things happen.
Yes, they do. The fish have certain diseases that attack them, but most of them are nutritional based. Okay, it is entirely dependent on the feed that you're using, and also because there are 2 types of feed. There's the live feed, and then there's the commercial feed.
75-year-old Maserino Onen is also a fish farmer in Lamoji sub-county in Amuru district. Onen started fish farming in 1973 on a small scale until 2004 when he turned to commercial farming.
Fish farming I started in 1973 with a small ponds, 10 by 10 by 10. There were about 4.
Unlike Ebuko, who built fish ponds in a house, Onen breeds fish in ponds dug in a wetland. Onen also runs a fish hatchery, which NARO is targeting as a way of building his capacity to produce fish fingerlings for the rest of the farmers in Northern Uganda.
Like for this particular hatchery that we are in today, one of the problems that we have identified is that he's using a broodstock that he acquired in 2014. So that means that broodstock is old and it needs replacement.
So what are the alternative sources? We think that since they are blessed with enough resources, water resources, we think that we can help.
In 2014, government selected Onen as one of the best fish farmers in Northern Uganda, for which he won a trip to Netherlands and Belgium to gain more knowledge and better fishing practices.
Then they send us out to Netherlands to be trained or to see the farm from there and get some idea from there. And then me alone for the farm, they send me even up to Belgium.
Apart from supporting his family, Onen has used the proceeds from fish farming to educate a number of orphans in his home area.
Even some, I said, some are now doctors.
Together with other farmers, Onen is said to benefit from an €80 million grant allocated through Dinu Chase Project, the development initiative for Northern Uganda aimed at alleviating poverty in Northern Uganda. Jingo Francis, NTV.